Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today's video, I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you very much for supporting the channel. And I appreciate the support that you guys in the community have shown towards the channel, my content. And even with all the challenges that the division faces, many have been really supportive. Some have dissented of my style of presentation and my stance to actually talk about the positives in the game, even though the game has some glaring flaws that, seem to scream out at a lot of people. And I'm just trying to follow through with what I said in my video February 16th, about 2 months ago, before Warlords of New York was released. I mentioned that it's very easy for the community to turn on this game in a whim. And I also mentioned that I was going to talk about the positives in the game. That video got a bunch of likes. A lot of people were like, yeah, we're excited about New York, Warlords of New York and all that. But then because it's a division, everything and anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And in an instant, just like I had said, it seemed like a huge portion of the community turned against the game. Now, there's fault and blame everywhere. But a lot of people have decided to just move on forward. And some people have decided that, we're just going to move on forward in a different direction. And that's also fine. I know that most of the people who play the division are adults. And so many people can make the decisions they feel is necessary for them. A few things as well, have also been taking place and for some strange reason seem to be brewing up. And that's the weird aspect of people saying that, I'm sucking up to the developers. Well, February 16th slaps that comment in the face because I already said that I was going to be doing this. And for me to be wishy-washy is also a problem. So you see how it's really weird. And I would say, if there are frustrations that anybody wants to share, one of the really interesting and encouraging things would be for somebody to start a channel and start commenting about issues in the game. Because, we don't know everything and somebody might have some really valid points and valid, things to add to the conversation and it will be very helpful. But for other people to want to vent out their frustration via someone else that doesn't feel the same way is going to cause a conflict. And that's why some people are saying, you're a shill and, the developers are paying you, how much does your spine cost? I've seen some really weird comments to that effect. And I laugh because maybe many of these people did not watch that video as well when I said this. And so, a lot of those comments have, kind of gone, away with the flurry of things that, are going on. But most of, the community has been really supportive of the game and the content creators. Some of you have been here since day one. You guys know that I'm a knucklehead and I'm stubborn. So many people will be like, dude, you're being too soft on the developers. Well, I decided to in this time because it's easy to talk about the negative things in this game. If I title a video right now saying the game is trash, it's going to get a whole bunch of views. In fact, the experiments that I've done, if you look at some old videos, I just titled the game is dead. Bam, they get a whole bunch of views because it seems like the negativity is what sells. But at the same time, I just don't think that right now is the time to be talking about the negative aspects of the game, to continue to push on that. That is just not what I feel we need to be talking about right now. I think right now is the time for a lot of constructive criticism so that those who are still playing the game can continue to enjoy the game and for the developers to tie the ends of any flaws that may still be within the game. That is how I feel currently. If that translates to being a shill, then that's another person's opinion. That's their own business. They have the right to say that. But I will say that if they're going to be saying things like that, then, they also have the right to provide evidence to that effect. And if they don't have any evidence, then it's a bad look for them. And they're absolutely mistaken. I mean, to question somebody else's integrity is really a strange thing to do, especially when you don't know the person, if you understand what I mean. And so that's basically, where I stand on the matter. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for your patience in that. And eventually, down the road, there are two possible outcomes. The I told you so, because if the game goes ahead and dies, many of you are going to say, I told you so. And I'll be happy to eat my crow, ketchup preferred. And that's how I'll be happy to, have my crow served to me. I hate ketchup, so If you add ketchup to it, you even make it better. But if the game triumphs and comes into a better place after all of this going on, then it will be a very nice thing. There'll be people to play the game. There'll be people to watch videos and all of that. And this game is compared to Destiny a lot, and all of that, but that's not necessarily where the Division is. Division is its own game, and as frustrating as the game can be, we still find ourselves playing the game. What does that say about us? Why? Why are we playing the game? Why are we still buying DLC? Why are we still, farming missions? Why are we still looking for gear? The reason we're doing so is because we have a strange sense of attachment to the game that we don't share with many other games. And yes, there are other games coming out in the future. I'll be happy to look into those games. But if the Division is doing something significant in that time period, I will still be covering the Division game until they close down the servers. Basically, I think, or maybe one day I just get tired and say, I want to cover something else. But also, I have another channel, shameless plug, where I do different content. So I get the opportunity to vent out my, my mind and my opinions and, content on other things in gaming. So I'm not necessarily exhausted with the Division as many people may think. I've seen people say, aren't you tired? Why not move on to another game and all that? Ladies and gentlemen, I have, you know what I mean? Like, I play Mortal Kombat 11, which is also a relevant ongoing game that goes through its own ups and downs. It's not a perfect game. A lot of its community have issues with it. I talk about, comic book games, comic style games, basically the Batman franchise, some Spider-Man stuff. I have it all, on a separate channel, and I discuss those issues as well. But nonetheless, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I mean, even those of you who even showed up on the other channel to support and push me to a milestone to get that channel monetized as a backup channel. It's nice to have those because in today's, YouTube, things seem a little unstable here and there. It's nice to create for yourself kind of a secondary channel as a backup in a sense, to be able to explore other content and, not burn yourself out doing one particular kind of content as well, and still make it kind of worthwhile. So, all these things together just make me so grateful for the people that we have in this community, for the, the engagement, and for those who are constantly, having these discussions about the game, wanting to see the game better, wanting to see video games better, because the video game industry right now is in a very rough spot. What we've seen is in a flurry of a bunch of games, it's either sometimes they're rushed out, sometimes they seem uninspired, and everybody just has to almost wait for very specific titles that take years and years to make. And then even this year, we've seen a lot of cancellations and, indefinite delays of different kinds, but at the same time, I'm just grateful for what we have. We don't have I wanted to play I was looking forward to The Last of Us 2 so much. You guys have no idea. Everything so far that Naughty Dog has made, I think, all their Uncharted games, including Uncharted Legacy and The Last of Us, I think those are the games that they've made. I don't know if they've made anything else. I've played them all, beaten them all. In some cases, maybe played them twice. And I was looking forward to the next game, and then it got canceled, And so the disappointment is also there like everybody else. And so hopefully we don't get a cancellation for Cyberpunk or Marvel's Avengers. I would love to play Marvel's Avengers and actually cover that game extensively on my second channel, which, is something that I'm actually looking forward to. God willing, we get a game then and we're able to see that as a reality. I'll be happy to do so. And so I appreciate you guys so much. I wanted to just take this time to say thank you. I apologize for not doing this earlier. It just seemed like the right time was nowhere to be found a few weeks ago when so many things were going on in the community. So I guess that's it for me. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.